everyone, good afternoon. Imagine this. Your mind and your soul are in conversation with each other, asking each other what exactly does it take to be a human. Right when they are about to arrive at a conclusion after certain discussions and opinions, heart decides to step in. Because who better than heart can remind them that to be human isn't just about existing, but to live. To live each and every moment, to feel each and every emotion to the core. Mind, on one hand, says, it's just life, things keep happening, you just need to move with the flow. I don't understand why these humans complicate every little thing. To which the soul agrees with mind and says, exactly dear mind, that's what I keep reminding this human, that to be human is not about being perfect. It is about living and present and enjoying every little thing. Yet these humans complicate each and everything. Well, heart, who was standing behind, felt a bit disappointed and said, I thought you guys would understand me. But anyways, here we are today. Today, what if we treat this statement as a question? What exactly does it take to be a human? What if we unpack what that casual shrug has been holding? To which mind and soul come together and tell, okay, dear heart, right now, here we stand today, in this very moment. Tell us, in your own skin, in your own story, what exactly does it take to be human? Then, heart steps forward and says, okay, dear mind and dear soul, here we go. To be human is to wake up tired and still chase the day. To be human is to laugh at your dad's WhatsApp joke you barely even catch. To be human is to miss someone who is sitting right next to you. To be human is to feel the contradictions and numbness in a single heartbeat at a single time. Isn't it funny how we humans... Am I audible? Isn't it funny how we humans are the creatures of paradox? We crave for simplicity, but we end up complicating every little thing. We crave for happiness, yet somehow we end up finding a reason to be sad. We demand silence and fill it with the noise. We demand honesty, yet we hide it behind the filters. And yet, all this is the beauty. It is not a flaw in being human. This chaos, this messiness, this imperfection is the beauty of being human. To be human is to want freedom, yet fear when the cage door opens. To be human is to crave for empathy and emotion, yet build the wall around ourselves that no ladder can climb. To be human is to realize and understand that the greatest act of courage is not solving a math problem or telling a difficult balance sheet, but to stand up for yourself when things go wrong, to speak up for yourself, to protect your self-respect, and moreover, to ask, to seek help when you are in really need of one. To be human is to be drowned in meetings, still find a meaning in 2-minute chai break. To be human is to show up in the boardrooms with that file and presentation with full confidence, irrespective if life has knocked you off the other day. To be human is to juggle between KRAs, KPIs and EMIs, yet the heart still questions, am I even still alive? To be human is to, from split screens to meetings to dinner table, we somehow learn to balance between work and life before it is too late. Because to be human is to understand that life is not always about understanding grand philosophy. Sometimes it is also about small ordinary moments of kindness that are enough to make our day feel a little less heavy. To be human is to be loud and brave, to be certain and shy, and to be certain and lost. To be human is to carry the heavy baggages in the light suitcases without a second thought. Maybe humanity is not in history textbooks and it is obviously not in political pillars, but maybe in a hand that steadies you when the train jerks, or maybe in a grandmother who saves last roti for you, or maybe in the mother who waits for you to just come back and have dinner together, or maybe in a stranger who says God bless you when you sneeze, as if your breath belonged to them too. Or maybe in a vegetable vendor who happily adds dhania, pudina or kadi patta in your tote bag. Or maybe in a cat that comes running towards you reminding you, hey human, life is much more than a grocery bag. And oh, to forget not, haven't we humans done masters in hiding our pain, grief and sorrow? Whenever someone comes and asks us, hey there, how are you doing? How is everything? Even if we are hiding the greatest of the pain, we still have the audacity to smile bright and say, everything is good. I am absolutely fantastic. To be human is to age like a fine wine and pretend everything is fine when family together dines. To be human is to spot in the darkest sky the star that shines bright. To be human is to see your parents grow old, once their hands so strong, now gentle to hold. To be human is to realize that life is not about winning each and every race, but it's about daring, stumbling, breaking, and healing before the death arrests its case. To be human is to break promises, to hurt the people you love, to get hurt by the people you love, to forgive the people who broke you, to rebuild again and again and again and still call it love. To be human is to forgive someone who never said sorry. To be human is to try to love despite the risk. We try to gather up the courage to trust again. We invent our own little traditions, the way we celebrate our birthdays, teeny tiny rituals, the way we brew our tea and coffee and save a little penny extra for shopping. We write letters to our future selves in a hope that we will build something someday that will outlast our names. To be human is not just to feel, but to live every emotion, to not add labels to relations because some ties are too wild to fit in a single frame. Who here hasn't felt a moment where notification didn't felt like a verdict? Since when did social media validation become a status quo? Since when did our self-worth begin to fluctuate on a flick of a screen? To be human is to learn from our own mistakes, you name it. Pride, ego, anger, superiority. But now the real question is, how on earth will be able to understand what does it means to possess kindness, gratitude, humbleness and hope? We learn from our own mistakes. In trying to be too practical, too logical, too rational, we often forget that a part of us is simply emotional. In the fear of being labeled ourselves as emotional fools, we tend to run away from our own emotions. And later, we end up craving for empathy. I repeat, empathy. But all we get is sympathy. A client of mine in a meeting once told, I want H to H in all those strategies. I questioned H to H. Human to human touch, Sonali, he told me. Well, then I started wondering, isn't that just the simplest wish of all? A human handshake in middle of everything. But to be human is also to realize that we end up wanting for more. More money, more time, more space, more freedom, more name, more fame, more ambition. Ambition pushes us forward, whereas tenderness pulls us back. And each and every day is a negotiation between these two, sometimes with grace, sometimes with gentle hand and disgrace. Have you ever whispered to a device in the middle of the night, hey ChatGPT or Gemini, I didn't had a good day today. I'm feeling bad. Can you please talk to me? We are demanding machines to do something what only a human can do for us. And ever felt comforted in a voice that is coded? Ever felt empathy in a voice that is robotic? We are asking machines to hold something that a human can possess for us. Well, is this really a progress? To some extent, it definitely is. But now the question again is this really a progress or an escape from a small private reality? To be human is to realize after breaking through all the algorithms, blockchains and algorithms that they won't be coming to save you during the panic attack, but your people, humans, your friends and therapists definitely can. To be human is somewhere, I think we must remember that machines are born out of our hunger, not to replace the humanity or the heartbeat. To be humans is to understand that we are wired for human connection and not just isolation. We are social creatures who crave for empathy and not the overdose of information. To be human is to fall and rise. To be human is to fail and try. To be human is to lose and still keep looking forward to a way. To be human is to be greedy for love. To be human is to understand that richest things in the world have no price tag, but also be mature enough to understand that money may not buy everything, but it is definitely a pathway to what makes human a happy and a contented being. You know, roti kapda and makan, the basics. To be human is also to understand a very hard way to learn the act of fine balancing between needs and between desires. And dear mind and dear soul, you know what it is to be human. After having a bad day, still having the strength and courage to come and write a sticky note to yourself and put it on a refrigerator right before going to the bed. Dear me, I did not do it that well today. Thank you for surviving all the small embarrassments and the moments of clumsiness. It was a tough day. Tomorrow, let's try living through the day. P.S. Don't forget to water the plants, leave some peanuts for the squirrel in the gallery, and call Amma before leaving for office. And you know what exactly it is to be human? To be gloriously, beautifully, imperfectly perfect. And maybe to be human is to try to be humane in this 21st century. And maybe to be human is to try out each and everything for yourself, no matter how tired you are. Because you know what? To be human is to really just to fear one little thing, the fear of regret, of not being able to do something which you once really desired. And to be human, last but not the least, is to understand and have the courage of choosing 2 seconds of embarrassment or the moment of awkwardness over a lifetime fear of regret. Over a deathbed crowded with those heavy words, what if I would have done that? Only I wish I could have taken that step, my life would be something else today. To be human is to thrive, dear mind and dear soul. Now I do agree with you that to be human is to thrive and not just survive all these complexities and still have the audacity to smile wide and say, it's just life, things keep happening, you need to go with the flow. Thank you.